Yeah. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Fanon. Let's talk about this thing, man. It's getting crazy. I've been watching a bunch of videos. Are we ready? Are we ready? What's good, Ian Lucas? Dana Jones, what's happening, man? He said first, Ian beat you by y'all did same time. Same time, man. Same time. What's good with y'all? Sup, King J Rob, man. Yeah. Let's start off right. First comment, baby. Man, waiting to super chat, my man. What's good? What's good? Sheldon Holmes, what's good? Don Ron, Rashad McCarthy, Mike James, Jashar, what's going on? Man. Gerard Casher, what's going on, my man? What's blazing in sports? What's good? My man Cow X Lopez was good. Mike G, Organic Herbs 420, excuse me. What's good with you, man? Look, man, I wanted to do a quick little live stream, man. I'm telling you, I can feel it. I can feel it in the air, man. This bout's about to happen, dog. What up, Billy? Let me say, man, I want to say that's African, man, and go like Nyondo. But if it's not Yondo, forgive me. Brian Oley said for not gonna happen. Josh is getting himself put to sleep. We'll let 100 million go to avoid that. Hey man, I think it's I seriously, man, I'm getting a feeling, man. I'm getting a feeling in my belly, man, because it is just completely taken over the entire conversation about of boxing. This fight. I was listening to people that got sense and cats who I think are idiots. Talk about it, man. And it's like cats got to know, man, the more you talk about it, the more people want to see it, man. This fight is getting bigger and bigger, man. I'm telling you, it's getting bigger and bigger. And if Anthony Joshua goes more than one fight without making this fight happen, that dude is an idiot. But it would have to be super major duck, man. What's good, Dark Truth? Ian Lucas, what's going on? Said Fast Eddie is really slow. I mean, Fast Eddie has a plan, man. You know, he's a liar, number one. But more than a liar, he has a plan. Fanon, the feeling is the chili you ate. Dang, how you know how to say some chili, dog? I did just eat some chili. No, man, seriously, this is what I was thinking. That's what I said, man. Elvin Hendry, thank you very much. It said it's confirmed. Adam Smith, head of Sky Sports, stated Finkel and Al are good for the money. Of course they're good for the money, man. Of course they are. The problem is he said they don't want American running things. They want Matchroom running in charge. Yeah, and he said I like this guy Adam Smith. So guys in the UK, just so I can have a second or two to speak positively about somebody from the UK. Adam Smith. About boxers in this business thing. There's a bunch of UK boxers that I like. Josh Taylor probably being the most prevalent. Shit, I like Anthony Joshua when he ain't running his mouth trying to avoid a fight. But yeah, Adam Smith said it was about the terms and conditions. And I was like, thank you, man. Thank you. Somebody that used the proper terminology. He said that the money is good. It's about the terms and conditions. So that's cool. But you can still agree that that dollar amount is good. If the dollar amount, that key term is cool, then you can sit down and once you agree to that, and you're not going to turn around and say, we need 80 million or, we need this or that. Oh man, hey, Cow X Lopez. That's a good channel, man. I'm not gonna mention his name, but that's a good channel. But everybody, that's what happens in big fights. Everybody gets caught up in their feelings to a certain degree. Everybody gets caught up in their feelings to a certain degree because that's his guy, And like a conversation, I'm telling you, man, this is a conversation I've had with several channels. Some guys come to my channel. What's going on, Dr. Blick? I'm chilling. Patrick Scott was good, man. Oh man, look, Cow X, look, man, the dude is gonna. Look, in this type of situation, Kyle X, you just got to let people say what they're going to say, and just, and understand that you're going to agree with 90. The most you're going to agree with somebody that what they say is 90%. You know what I mean? You're not going to disagree with everything. And just because somebody's taking a certain stance on this doesn't mean that you can't agree with on other things. The particular channel that you just mentioned, I love that channel, man. I listen to it all the time. I've listened to it for years. And I think I think he's a very bright guy. I think he loves the sport of boxing, and I can appreciate that. I don't see eye to eye with him on this particular deal. But honestly, man, that's just because I want to see the fight. And to tell you the truth, I think the beef that I have is Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's just a liar, and there's no way around it. The dude tells story. He lies like a rug. And if a dude lies like a rug, hey, man, I don't have time for cats that lie like rugs. You lie too much. And for me personally, when a dude starts lying, I don't have any time for you. I'm not going to believe anything that you say. And if you start lying about things that I happen to have personal expertise in, then I'm going to go out of my way to say something about it, because I want to see the fight happen, man. Sal Gutierrez said, I disagree, Fanon, about Wilder fight being big in my eyes when AJ is not as good as they say. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I can agree with that. But there's just a lot of talk about the fight, man. It's a lot of people making videos about the fight with positions that I agree with and positions that I don't agree with, And so, and I'm not trying to, for the sake of this video, I'm not going to say who I agree with, who I don't agree with, even though, you know who I rise with. Because those dudes tell their opinion. They say what they think. And if you just say what you think, I'm down with you. I'm like, hey, okay, I can disagree with what you think, but I can't disagree with the fact that you express your opinion. As long as you understand that as long as you're explicit that you're expressing your opinion, I'm cool with you. Because everybody has, opinions are like booty holes, like they say. Everybody's got one. I got one too. So I'm okay with saying, that it's my opinion. But it's when people start, acting as if, somebody else is just plain stupid because they don't agree with you, or that they're biased. Like that word biased, which means unfair. I'm still going to clown this one dude whose channel I like, but dude came corny at me. So when you come corny, I got to call you, dude. You know who you are. You're corny, man. You got an opinion. I got an opinion. Express your opinion. That's it. I think Eddie Hearn is a lying sack of shit. That's my opinion. And my opinion is when somebody's proven to be a lying sack of shit, I'm going to look at everything that they say and assume that they're a lying sack of shit. You know what I mean? Because that's what lying sacks of shit do. They lie. And since I've caught this dude in several lies, now, to my satisfaction, since I've caught this dude lying where I was convinced that it is much more than likely, damn near beyond a shadow of a doubt, that the dude was lying, I don't have any time for him. So anything that comes out of his mouth, I don't have time for. And if you pay attention to pretty much any promoter long enough, you'll run into that with some exceptions. Because I haven't caught Lou DiBella lying yet. I mean, I think Lou DiBella is about as straight shooter as you can get from a promoter. But anyway, it is what it is, man. That's why I think it's getting big, just because I'm getting a feeling with all these people talking. Deep South Boxing Talk said, hey, Fanon, question. Do you think Josh would have a problem getting a boxing license here in the USA because of his drug conviction in the past? I doubt it. I doubt it very highly. And now I could, dang, I hate that I just got off of my page. I doubt it, because there's ways that you can get a temporary work visa and all kind of stuff like that. And it's a misdemeanor. It's not like the dude was a drug lord, and I have a hard time believing that there's never been any, guy with a misdemeanor or something like with the equivalent of a misdemeanor in another country that is allowed to get in. I don't think so, but I would have to talk to somebody that's an expert on visas, because he'd be coming in a work visa. He'd be coming here for a work visa. He's got a special skill or a special talent. He's only coming over here specifically for work. So he would come from work, stay whatever amount of time is necessary to be here, and then go back. You know, it's not like he's applying for a green card or something where he's going to stay here forever. You know, that might be a different circumstance, but you know, I doubt it, man. Reggie Owens, Al Heyman and team is maneuvering to have AJ move Eddie Hearns out of the way. Shelly and Al are going to do one of those corporate takeover type moves to make this fight happen. I mean, you know, it could happen. I mean, never say never. But really, you know, I personally think that agree with what somebody said earlier, and this is just my belief that, you know, Anthony Joshua has 20 fights. You know, he has fewer fights. He has about the same amount of fights as Gervonta Davis. And I think he's got about the same number of title fights as Gervonta Davis, maybe one or two more. You know, I'd have to look, but not a lot. Even though he's 28 years old. I mean, I do think there's this part of it where they're saying, you know, where these cats, you know, want to make sure that this, you know, that this gravy train doesn't get overturned too quickly, you know, which it could, because Deontay Wilder has twice as many professional fights. He's got more knockouts than Anthony Joshua has fights. He's got the most heavyweight title defenses. The more experienced boxer is by far Deontay Wilder. So they could be thinking, they could see it like that. You know, and it could be a matter of their matchmaker saying, no, let me tell you, man, we don't need him in here with this guy. This guy could knock him out. Matter of fact, we don't want him. We don't want him to fight him because we don't think he's going to win. That could be there. And, you know, it is what it is, man. Man, Tony McRae said, F Big Eddie Hearn and Big Femi. Yeah. Hey, man. But I'm looking forward, man. I'm liking this, man. I think this fight's going to happen. Huh? I'm sorry. I'm reading this email. That must not be to me. Something about... Oh, that's what's up. All right, cool. That's not for me. Yeah, Ass Juice is the funniest boxing. Oh yeah, dude, I was laughing about Ass Juice for like 3-4 days, man. Oh man, I don't know who the guy is. I can't remember who the guy was that said that, but that shit was classic. Angel, what's going on? Actual Facts Boxing, Angel Santos. If Lion was an Olympic event, Eddie Hearn would be a 7-time gold medalist competing into his 80s. Yeah, man, a dude just, I mean, that's what he does. And honestly, though, that's going to come back to bite you eventually. Because ain't nobody going to believe you. You know, you're the boy that cried wolf. You know, was the boy that cried wolf. And you got to have, your reputation is really getting sunk when you have the president of Sky Sports. Did you see how he handled it? Even though he didn't tell me necessarily, man, Kanye West said Eddie Ho. Even though he didn't necessarily handle it the way that I would have liked for him to handle it, right? And say, hey, we want to make this fight. But he said what he believed. And he came off as an honest person. He said, yeah, Al Heyman and Shelly Finkel called me. Now that tells you they're starting to go around Eddie Hearn. When you have the head of the PBC and Deontay Wilder's manager calling the head of Sky Sports, that's telling you they're like, look, we can't work with this jackass. We want to make the fight, Sky. We want to make you some money, but we can't work with this guy. He lies too much. Hey, man, Glenn Johnson, I appreciate the compliment, man. You know, that's a bad sign. Honestly, man, I'm glad I'm doing this video because I just got a chance to think about that. The fact that, what's his name? Somebody put that in the comment section again, man. The president of Sky Sports. When the president of Sky Sports says that he talked to them, and Al Heyman said, look, man, we got the money. Shelly Finkel says, look, man, we got the money. All right, this is where the money is. And they're willing to talk to him, but they're not willing to talk to Eddie Hearns. Eddie Hearns. That's just telling you, man, that Eddie Hearn is losing control. Because at a certain point in time, man, people will start cutting you out. Right? When people, I agree with 95% of what you say. That's cool. If you're talking about me, hey, that's more. Hey, Hey, that's pretty decent, man. I love my daddy to death, and I only agree with about 95% what he says. Oh, Sheldon Holmes said, Fanon, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie like we seen on Saturday. Yeah, numbers don't lie, but people will lie with numbers. And Eddie Hearn is, I mean, he's just not a good, come on, man. I mean, I'll try to cut him a fair. I'll cut him a fair on this. Don't Al Heyman run WMG? I'm not sure what WMG is. Oh, yeah. But see, more than cutting the middleman out, it's saying, look, we can't work with this guy because we don't trust him. I mean, that's what happens when you start lying like on a daily basis and you get caught in lies. Like, as far as what's going on out in public, you can fool or have some people, you know, who are doing videos on YouTube think that you're the greatest guy since sliced bread. But or guys like me who think you just a lying sack of shit. But when you start having a reputation for just being a bold-faced liar, and you're dealing with other promoters, you're dealing with television networks, you're dealing with people who are willing to invest their money in fights that you're promoting, sponsors, and they see that you're lying like it ain't nothing, they're going to start questioning what you're saying. They'll be like, hold on, man, this dude's got a tear. Is he telling the truth? Can I take him at his word? And right now, Eddie Hearn, you know, even if he got what he wanted in this and he wound up having Anthony Joshua not fight Deontay Wilder, or he got it in the UK for an 88-12 split or whatever he got. Oh, WME, IMG? No. I don't think so. No, I think that's Ari Emanuel. I'm pretty sure it's Ari Emanuel, because Ari Emanuel's a guy, I think he's not the owner of William Morris, because that's a lot older than him, but he was one of the partners of William Morris that founded Zufta Boxing. And now Zufta Boxing then bought the UFC. So, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I have to ask my boy, man. My boy would be more familiar with that. I might tap him on the shoulder and ask him what he knows. Jai Grigg says Don King was a liar, but he was a good businessman and put on one hell of a show. Yeah, man, but no, he was a thief. He wasn't a liar. He might have been a thief. He might have played some games, but he just ain't flat out lying. I'm telling you, there's a difference between hyping something up and being a marketing guy, or somebody that's going to sign you up for a contract and just take. But there's something. Hey, man, why are we sending dude? What's this? Oh, I saw that thing on it. Okay, no biggie. Yeah, Ian Lucas said 88-12 is so disrespectful. Yeah, I mean, you could argue. You could argue that it was an introductory offer, but I mean, the fact that the guy was saying that the fact that the guy said that it was only, you know, he said it's 100 million one day, then it's 40 million the next, but then it really is 100 million, but it was only 40 million profit, to $100 million fighting revenue. Oh, that's 50-50. I mean, the dude, hey, don't worry about that, man. Do you, man? I see what y'all doing. That's all right. Ronald Finkel. Don't worry about it, man. Knock yourself out. I ain't bothered about that. It said Jai Grigg said, you know, but my points, all promoters are somewhat shady. Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Jai Grigg said, to the point where he can't even be mad at Eddie Hearn just looking bad with it. Yeah, that's it. He's just lies, dude. Now that's what's good, T. Scott. Yeah, Grayson White says Don King's a hood cat for real. Yeah, now you might wind up flat on your back messing with Don King. That's something else, you know. You might wind up flat on your back, but you know, I'm just saying. And at this point, Don King's 80-something years old, man. He's tried and true. Ash Kicking Product, what's up, man? Don King famously said when asked if he stole money from Mike, if I did, he didn't have nothing when I met him. Yeah, he said I made him a bunch of money if I stole it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Ash Kicking. He got a reputation for being a thief, not a liar. T. Scott, I made a video saying Hearn is trying to get more money. Okay, I got to check that out, T. Scott. I mean, I don't doubt that he's trying to get more money. I would just think it's more by control. And, anyway, it is what it is, man. I think this fight's going to get made, though. I think eventually there's going to be too much pressure on Cass for this fight not to happen. That's my take on it. Because it's everywhere now. It's everywhere. And every time Eddie Hearn says something, it's like, hey, man, he's in quicksand. Because nobody cares about any other fight that Anthony Joshua has. Oh, and that's the thing, dude. That guy from Sky Sports said that I was like, man, I like this dude. What's good? What's going on, King 513? Check out my man King 513. He got that music. Fanon Hearn giving Bison community blue balls. Yes, ain't no lie. Exactly, J Riggs. Oh, he says Calix Lopez said he controls more in the UK. He can do more shady things here for the time being in the UK. For the time being, because if he's scalping them tickets, dog, that's just gonna come back to get him, dog. But the reason I like the guy in Sky Sports, because he's like, look, Al Haym's got the money, Shelly Finkel's got the money. The issue's the terms and conditions. Eventually, you're just gonna have to have the boxers just sit down and come to the point where the boxing, the boxers come together and and try to make the fight happen. And then he says something about like people keep saying that he's going to fight Brazil next. He said, I don't know if Deontay Wilder's trying to fight Brazil next or not. That doesn't seem like it. It seems like he wants to fight Anthony Joshua. And Anthony Joshua, we don't know if he's going to fight Pulev or not, but that's a discussion. Dude was just coming straight with it, man. Acting like somebody who believes his word, that his word is worth something. Oh, Chris Gonzalez said, just because, Fanon, man, I appreciate that, man. Much love in the super chat. Thank you, sir. Yo, I peaked on 20 other channels, and these guys are nuts. Comments were completely thoughtless, baseless, filled with emotion. Couldn't believe it. Wow. Yeah, that's why it's a big fight. That's why Don Banks is a big fight. It's a huge fight. And that's what happens when you got big fight, man. Cranston White said, I saw a video from saying he has info stating Al Haymon secretly runs boxing and UFC behind the scenes. No. I hadn't seen that video, but no. That's not how the world works over here in the US, man. If he was running the UFC behind he would own the UFC. He does not own the UFC. The mayor of Chicago's brother is running the UFC. Is the cat that is the main guy behind the UFC. Ari Emanuel, Rami Emanuel's brother. He's running that. At least from what I understand, Reggie the Tree, what's good, man? How you feeling? He said, Fanon, brother, 2 questions. How would Frank Bruno do against AJ? It'd be a good fight. I don't know who would win that. And fantasy matchup, Michael Moore versus Chris Bird. Blessings, my brother. Oh, I take Chris Bird over Michael Moore. Chris Bird, and I might take Frank Bruno. I think I'll take Frank Bruno over AJ and Chris Bird over Michael Moore. I don't think Michael Moore is going to catch him, and they're both kind of smallish heavyweights. And I'm just not that impressed with Anthony Joshua, to tell you the truth. And that's hey, how are you doing, my lady? How are you doing, Beverly Rose? Hadn't seen you in a minute. Hope life's well with you. So there are several silent investors. Floyd's rumored to be one. I wouldn't doubt that there'd be cats willing to put that money up. That's a huge fight. Oh, King Midway TV said Bruno would damage Joshua. Yeah, I would favor him to win. Fanon, it's crazy how Hearn and AJ protectors say Deontay Wilder should have accepted the take it or leave it 12.5, and Deontay Wilder doesn't want the fight, but are okay with AJ and Hearn not taking 50 million. Yeah, man, that's because they're they're on that side. That's what you do when you have an opinion. And that's their opinion. That's who they're riding with. That's the shades. Those are the shades they're wearing. Personally, I don't know who would win the fight, but I think Eddie Hearn's a liar. And I'm sick of, and honestly, man, I'm sick of him insulting my intelligence because I have a boxing channel, but I'm a boxing fan, and I read boxing is my sport. That's the sport that I follow. Other than I follow professional boxing, and I follow 17-year-old girls tennis, junior tennis, and AAU basketball and amateur boxing, because those are the kids that we raise money for to support. Other than that, I pay attention to professional boxing. That's my favorite sport. I'm doing right now. There's a professional basketball game on. I do believe that it is Boston versus the Philadelphia 76ers that I'm not watching because I'm talking boxing. I'm a boxing fan. So when I hear Eddie Hearn lying to me and thinking that I'm stupid, because that's the only way I can get it out, because that's how I read comments like that. Like, people leave comment in the comment section, and I always have to check myself to think, sometimes people leave comments thinking that they're just throwing it out there into space, and getting it off their chest. Because the way that I read comments on my comment section is that you're speaking to me. It's my channel. I'm Fanon. I did the video. You left a comment on the video. So I figure you're talking to me, right? I don't think you just throwing shit out there to the wind. So when I read, that's the same way, and it might be my fault that I read what Eddie Hearn says. When I listen to an interview, I think Eddie Hearn is trying to tell me something. And when he tells me something that I think is absolute crap, he tells me one thing, and then 2 weeks later, he tells me something that contradicts what he said the first time, I'm done with him. So my big beef with this whole fight with Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder is really Eddie Hearn. Because I think Eddie Hearn is, like I said again, a lying sack of shit. And I'm tired of him lying. And exaggeration is one thing. But lying, just flat out saying, oh, nobody called me. We've never been reached. Nobody from the Wilder team has ever reached out to me. And then 2 weeks later, yeah, they reached out in November, but he talked to my dad. He talked to me pops. Shirley Winkle talked to my dad in November, but you just said, Eddie, and I believed you when you said it, that no one had ever reached out to you. Did they reach out to you or did they not reach out to you? Which one is it? Then I read an article where you say you want to sign sign Deontay Wilder to 100 million pounds because you think that fight can be 100 million pounds. But then you say it's 50 million pounds when he does after he signs with you. And then you go back to it being $100 million fight when he offers you 50 million. Which time were you telling the truth? Stop lying, man. Stop lying. Because if you say things that are directly contradictory, you're either lying, either you got a really bad memory, you were lying the first time, or you were lying the second time. And it doesn't matter what the subject matter of it is. And that's my beef. But a lot of other cats, but as far as Anthony Joshua, the only beef I've ever had with Anthony Joshua is saying that he might freeze out Deontay Wilder. Because I think that's ridiculous. You're going to be a professional boxer knowing all the struggles that professional boxers go through, knowing all the people like Guillermo Rigondeaux and guys like Archie Moore who were actually blackballed. Because that's when you say freeze out, you mean blackballed. Those are synonymous. You're going to blackball him. You're going to freeze him out. Make sure that he doesn't get the fight. That is unacceptable. That's unacceptable coming out of the mouth of a heavyweight champion. And then for him not to let him in the ring. But other than that, hey, man, the dude's trying to earn a living. I ain't got any beef with that. But he just got a lying ass promoter. But these cats that just want to act like, that everybody else is out of their minds because they think that this dude's a lying sack of shit. Come on, man. I've caught him lying 3-4 times. Why in the world would I think he's telling the truth? Oh, yeah. Anyway, I went off on that for a while. Forgive me. Oh, man, I missed the super chat. Mike Biggs Boxing, man. Shout out, man. Much appreciation, man. I love the videos, dude. I love the editing. I love the editing, man. That shit was sharp, dude. You picking up the skills, man. You picking up them skills. Like that, man. Like it. And if you guys haven't checked out Mike Biggs Boxing, it's a new channel up on YouTube, man, talking about that boxing. Brings the heat. Go ahead and give him a shout out, man. Subscribe and support. Oh, yeah. DOG 215 says smoked him out with 50 mil. It'll have a way to do that, man. $50 million has a way to act people like, what up? How can you turn down $50 million? Well, the terms and conditions. That's what dude called them to, terms and conditions. I was like, thank you. The guy from Sky Sports, because that's what they're talking about. They're talking about the terms and conditions. The terms and conditions are like what you call, it's the fine print. You know, although it's not written in fine print, there's a lot of stuff in there, man. And it's just completely unrealistic to think that you're going to get all of that stuff negotiated and written down. I mean, they're already written down because it's boilerplate. It's boilerplate. It's not even like it's difficult to do. They just going to take a contract that they already wrote for another fight and change the freaking names and slap some stuff in here, then go and then walk through it point by point and say venue, UK. Now, also the cat from Sky Sports said the biggest point is that they're going to want it to be in the US. And they're not, and Eddie Hearn's not going to want it to be in the US and I have a suspicion it's because he ain't going to be having that bullshit those refs going on like they did over there. Yeah, but those refs, man, they want to be able to, they got funny refs and judges over there, man. Deontay Wilder, if the fight's in the United States, then it might go to a decision and you might not know what's going on. If it's over in the UK, Deontay Wilder goes to the UK, Deontay Wilder's going to have to knock him out to win that fight. As we could tell from them crazy scorecards that they had for Anthony Joshua, Joseph Parker. Because I think Anthony Joshua won the fight, but it wasn't no lopsided fight by any stretch of imagination. Yeah, Clifton Brown said, what up, Fanon? What up, Boxing Geeks? Pure geek, man. Pure geek over here. Hey, how long have I been on, man? I was going to do like a quick hour. I'm at a half hour. I got time. Thomas McShane, man. Shout out, man. He said, good work for the kids, man. Appreciate that, Thomas. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Betty Turns, a.k.a. Hearn. Betty Turns, a.k.a. Eddie Hearn, thinks he's the smartest person in the world, and IFL TV is helping Betty lie. Yeah, I mean, but that's what they're supposed to do. If they don't, they're not going to get an interview. So, whatever. That's why I don't want to do interviews. That's why I don't want to go to fights and have to apply for like, press passes and all that stuff because, you're going to have to call it, you have to call it down the middle of the street, even if you don't feel it's down the middle of the street. And sometimes, man, like I told people, like, look, when somebody's dead wrong, calling it down the middle is an injustice to the person that's correct. And liars count on that because they don't have any ground to stand on. And you're going to call it down the middle of the street? Why would you call it down the middle when this dude's a liar? And he doesn't have any, that's just not fair to the people that tell the truth. Man, Dry, what's going on, my man? He said, Fanon, I think Joshua wanted to fight and Hearn wanted to protect his investment. Now I'm thinking Joshua might not want it. He's been way too quiet. I mean, what's he going to say? He needs to shut up. He needs to shut up. Alan Sessions speaking like a true lawyer, boy. Said, Fanon, cut it out talking about boilerplate contracts. It's the last day of the month. Let a brother get his billable hours. Oh, my God, man. That is so funny to me. Y'all don't even understand how funny that is, man, because that's exactly, even the way you said K's, you know what I'm talking about, dog. Y'all already got that shit written down, dog. But you gonna act like it took 3 hours to write. Oh my God, man. Alan, respect, man. Hey, professional respect, dog. Professional respect, dog. Clearly, you've been involved in that shit. That boilerplate's already written, dog. All they gotta do, uh, and they know it like the back of their hand, man. That ain't no complex shit. Hey, man, much love in the super chat, though, man. Thank you, dog. You gave me a great laugh. Because the funny thing is, man, I was doing a leasing agreement, man. Not a leasing, a licensing agreement. I was working on this. Lady sent me some contract. I was like, look, I don't do boilerplate, knowing damn well I got my own boilerplate contract sitting right in my drive. Oh, it's funny, dog. Thanks, Thomas B. Shane. Hey, dude, seriously. And Jared, thank you, man. Yeah, man, but I'm Alan Sessions. Oh, you know the game, dog. You know the game. That's exactly how they get you, too. So I be telling people, man, you want to hire something, man, just pull it out, have somebody explain it to you. Oh, man, Fanana. Yeah. I'm sorry. I had a laugh, man. I'm so sorry. That was hilarious. Gerald Squirrel says, what kind of lawyer am I? Man, I write contracts, man. That's what I do. I mean, I guess you could call it corporate, but just contract law. That's what I mess with for the most part. Sign me up for Wild. Oh, yeah. P Money says, sign me up for Wild for that for a bag. You got, they ain't lying about that, dog. I take that money right away, dog. Oh, Fernando Valenzuela said, Fernand, you should do interviews. You'll be one of the few reporters that will not be biased. You always keep it 100. Yeah, I don't know how hard that's going to be, man, because you got to treat people with respect. And when you ask to interview somebody, you're giving them your platform for them to share their opinion. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to just start debating with some cat that wants to tell me about himself as a boxer. You know what I mean? Like, if I have to give my opinion about, I'm not going to do like that Oprah Winfrey shit that she did with Dave Chappelle, right? Where she invites him on to the show and then she just shits on the dude. You know, I would never do that to somebody. You know, so it's just, I want to be that's a catch-22, man. That's a catch-22. Said formed paragraphs. It is what it is. Game time 29 for now. Russia versus US. Wilder versus PD. Bigger than AJ? No, it might be more big. No, definitely not. No way. Because I mean, they ain't got that pay-per-view over there like in Russia like they got in the US. The biggest heavyweight fight is gonna be in the US, man. Even Anthony Joshua's fights nowhere near what it would be if it was in the US. Corey Michelle said, Fanon, you the man, brother. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, sir. Hey, man, look, dude, come on, man. Don't do that shit. Look, I got to time you out, homie. Paul, whatever. Hey, man, I don't want that dude on this channel shitting on me. So please don't come to his channel shitting on him. Okay? The dude puts his work in, man. You don't have to agree with everything he says or whatever. He does what he does, man. But you got to disrespect the channel, man. I mean, I'm not trolling dudes that put their work in, man. Suave House Boxing, what's good, man? Well, man, Jay Riggs, yeah, man, he puts his work in, man. I'm never gonna hey, man, this ain't the channel. This a cat putting in his work, man. That dude puts his work in. You know? Y'all steady calling people sweeties up in this joint. Jay Griggs, Eddie Hearn is in his ear, though. Joshua already said what? Dang, I missed it. Look, man, you can't be in my ear when I got $50 million on the table. You know? Beverly Rose said, so many feminine gossiping men these days. I don't even have time to be a woman. Ugh, yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, P Money, yeah. If y'all want to, hey, dude does good work, man. He puts this shit in. You know? He's on the grind, man. And I respect that. I respect that man for the work he does. Frank Williams said, actually, AJ and Hearns are in a tough spot. Take a huge risk on losing to Povetkin on a purse bid in the ring and miss out on $50 million or take $50 million and get KO'd. Yeah, that's a tough spot. If he's not real, man. If he's not real, then hey, man, they need to hide him, dog. They need to hide him. But that's the way the world works, man. I'm telling you, man, it works like that. Like, you can't hide, man. I don't know too many cats that went their whole career without getting exposed, man. You know, it ain't take too many. You got to be a lucky dude in the heavyweight division to get through your career without getting put on your backside. And Anthony Joshua's already been put on his backside. He got up, in my opinion. He got not lucky, but hey, man, if Vladimir Klitschko was about 3-4 years younger, we wouldn't even have had a question how that fight would have went. He'd have lost that. But then again, he's a younger dude. Jay Grigg said, Matchroom has been losing money and allegedly be involved in ticket scams. Oh, they involved in that ticket scam. Listen how ridiculous this is that you can sell out 100,000 seats in 3 minutes. Just think about that. How does that even work? How does that even work? What do you got 100,000 people lined up outside? And you just got people that can process a ticket sale in 0.00001 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that work, man? They got those tickets going to people, man, and they resell them on the secondary ticket market. That's it. They big chunks of the tickets too. Soon as they come available, they're gone. People are acting like they actually can process actual sales that quick. You know. He said, Fanon, I appreciate about you. They probably crying because they got put in his hot seat. Yeah, he be picking flies. He be picking flies off them wings off flies. But he got to do what his dude. Sal said pre-sale. Nah, dog, that's not pre-sale. Those tickets do not, when they come available, they're gone. They disappear. Fanon, if Wilder offers me $50 million and 40-50 splits, be on my way to the airport in 3 minutes with gasoline, draws, and a big smile on my face. You kidding me? All day. Oh, man. Actual facts, says Fanon. Okay. Angel saying it works when you have 60 to 500 fake accounts. Fanon, each account selling 10 to 30 tickets a piece. Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. It's gotta be a scam, dude. This shit can't go away that quick, man, if you being just straight up with it. It takes time, man. It takes time. Michael Jackson concerts didn't sell out in 2 seconds. You know what I mean? And Anthony Joshua was not more popular than Michael Jackson was in the 80s. And at least it took a couple hours for his shit to sell out. You know? But it is what it is, man. People believe what they want to believe. And then it's like, whoa, they sold out. They 200,000 seats in 2 seconds. Hold on, man. What the fuck is this? The Flash or something? What are you, the Flash? How does that work, man? C Stars, what's good, man? I ain't seen you in a minute. He said, Fanon, do you think boxing has been a failure or success so far this year? The PBC is saving boxing, dude. That's what I think. Thank God for the premier boxing channels. Thank God for premier boxing champions, excuse me. Because those are the cards that have been nice. I guess I could go and see what the fights have been. But it's not been as good. The first half of this year has not been as good as the first half of 2017, I don't think. You know? But it's... Oh, so they still had tickets up to the fight week. Oh, the fight, truth be told, that the fight is never going to happen. I think it will. Oh, Norris Wright said, thanks for the education on the process of a contract that was priceless. Hey, man, no worries, man. And it is what it is, man. You can Google that, man. Explaining it and understanding it is a little, you had to touch it a couple times to get the concept of like consideration. That's what a lot of these other guys were saying, man. It's like, if you accept the offer, then you're liable. No, they have to have done something. You had to have received some type of benefit, or they've had to have done something in reliance of your promise, But even then, if you did something in reliance of the product, that doesn't mean you're going to be on the hook for $50 million. If You got to have it's some people, the people were telling the story like it's offer plus acceptance equals a contract. And that's not it. It's offer plus acceptance plus consideration equals a contract. And even when you have a contract, then you got to have damages. You know what I mean? So you got to, after you, if a dude does breach a contract, you got to prove what your damages are. You got to say, well, what was it? You know, and what are the theory? Anyway, it is what it is, man. Aaron Sumter said, you hear the latest Hearn interview on Fight Hype? Nah, I can only imagine, dog. Oh, yeah, Anderson, you get a contract and a confidentiality agreement. Yeah, you get a confidentiality agreement before you even talk, which is kind of interesting. That dumbass Eddie Hearn didn't send that shit to them beforehand. You know? Like, that's how phony his shit was. He didn't even send, when he sent that $12.5 million, he must not even send a confidentiality agreement with it and said, look, you can't share this with anybody. Because they dang sure started talking about it. Say you go against a confidentiality agreement or break it, you are liable. Yeah, but that's like, confidentiality agreements are funny, man, because like a lot of times the ones that I've worked with, they don't have like, they have like an injunction. Like usually with a confidentiality agreement, what they're going to ask for you is for you to be able to get an injunction from you continuing to share that private information. And also it will, but a lot of times you got to mark certain things as confidential, but it's not always like a dollar total with a confidentiality agreement. The only time I've seen like dollar totals with a confidentiality agreement is when it's been like, you know, I did some where like it was a television show was going to use like some products in their show, in their show. And they were like, look, if you tell anybody about this show, about this program and what this program is about, our project, then we're going to hold you liable for X amount of dollars. The only time I've seen that is when it was like in a television program, right? Yeah, like a television program was, you know, trying to negotiate a piece of equipment to be used in their scenes, you know? So it's just funny, man. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Agreements are just, I mean, it's not all boilerplate, man. It is, I mean, a lot of the terms and conditions are, but, you know, it really is what you negotiate and what you get around to, you know? Callie said, I started to have internet addictions since that 50 million. Oh my God, man. $50 million. That dude's done if he gets that dough. Done. I don't know why he wouldn't take it. But you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Like my man said, oh man, my man Black Fight Fan TV said, and we done, bread, homie. I love that phrase. I can't say it like I'm from Texas, though. Oh, Marlo's Corner said, I'm dropping one on Mayweather today. That's what's up. Dark Truth said, Fanon, Eddie said he leaked that. Leaked the 12.5. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know who leaked it, but if they can't prove that it was leaked, yeah, I mean, I don't know what you can do. And like I said, most of them are just injunctions to keep you from continuing to discuss the information. You know, the ones that I've written, I'm sure that there's people that, you know, have done, you know, had more in theirs, but not the work that I do is usually, you know, whatever. Hearn said, tried to say in New York, a verbal contract had a verbal contract that had you liable for what? I mean, first of all, verbal agreements, unless the law specifically says that it has to be in writing, you know, the problem with a verbal agreement, I always say, people say contract. I mean, it's an agreement. That's the way I always think of it. The problem with a verbal agreement is that you really don't have the ability to say, it's hard to prove if an offer was made, if it was accepted, you know, what consideration you guys agreed upon, what the other terms associated with it are. But it's only certain contracts that have to be in writing. You know, it's not in verbal contracts. If you can prove all those things, like I said, I'm not barred in every state in the country, but I mean, in common law, it's just they're good unless it's a specific, because how many people make regular agreements? You know, where you agree, I say that you're going to do something, you take my money. If I say, look, man, I want you to build my fence in my house, and you take and I'll give you $500 to go buy the equipment, right? And I say, look, here's the $500. You take this equipment. You take this money. What's going on, MP4 Viz? How you feeling, man? But like, look, here's $500. Here's $500. I want you to build my fence. I give you $500. Go down to Home Depot, take this $500 and buy the materials, and I'll see you when you get back. Right? There was the offer. Will you build my fence? Acceptance. Yes, he took the money, the $500. Right? So was it in writing? No. But if you could prove it, if you had it recorded or you had 5 witnesses, you wrote him a check, right? You wrote him a check out of your bank account to him, and you can show that it was cashed in cash at his bank. You don't think that a small claims court is going to accept that? They'll be like, look, what he proved that you cashed the check. You cashed the $500 check, right? I've got 5 witnesses that say, including your wife, that said you agreed to build the fence, and you just took the money, cashed the money, and bought a bunch of weed and smoked it up. You owe this dude $500. You're going to tell me that you think that it's going to be, okay, any place in the country that they're going to be like, yeah, that's cool. You can just take the dude's money and not keep your promise? You know what I mean? That's breach of contract. And people are going to say it could be an implied contract. I heard somebody use the phrase implied contract. And I'm like, I hate that word. It isn't in contract, but the terms are implied. Anyway, man, it is what it is. Oh, yeah, my man, you on that way to that fight when you in the ring? When's your man on the ring? Safe travels, man. Safe travels. Oh, D-Style Box said I signed a contract today to buy my lunch. That's what it is. Exactly. You have to write that down. Hey, here's $5. I need my hamburger. And they take the $5, stick it in the, hey, you don't have a contract. I don't have to pay this. You don't get no hamburger. What do you get out of here? Get out of here. Come on, man. Oh, man. Hey, man, definitely safe travels, MP4 Vids. Come on, man. Yes, people just say all kind of stupid shit, man. People just kind of see whatever, man. And Eddie Hearn specifically. Like, come on, man. Just stop lying, dog. Oh, what's Shabazz? Shabazz a boy me. Like I said on 78 channel, AJ and Hearn are the new Easy E and Jerry Heller. Oh, is that? I didn't get to see that. Is that the guy that was supposed to have ripped off? What is it? NWA? I didn't see that movie. Ash kicking. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, like Ash kicking product says, man. For sure. Say when you get back, man, we got to do another one, man. You got that speaking voice, man. MP4 Vid sounds like y'all don't remember Don Cornelius? You remember Soul Train, the dude with the soul? It's a soul jam. That's MP4 Vid's got that baritone voice, man. I'm jealous. Oh, he said, yeah. Oh, D Style Boxing said Hearn won't even say if the 50 million is legit, then we have a fight. Yeah, man. He's gonna be like, if it's legit, and then if it's in the UK, right? Yeah, we don't want it. We want it in the UK, man. We want this fight in the UK. Look, man, you can't come up with no $50 million if that shit's in the UK, man. Let's stop acting like it is. Yeah, he does, man. He's got a radio voice, man. I'm jealous of that. I wish I could. I mean, I could talk like this. Yeah. All right, let me try that for a little while. Yeah, but my voice will start hurting after too long. That's my dude. MP4 Vids, man. Yeah, so anyway, man, look, I've been on here. I'm trying to do an hour. I got a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to hop off, man. I thank everybody for coming. Let me get a couple more questions. It's been a lot of fun, as usual. Mansa Musa, who the richest man in history. Recorded history. As you know, I'm pretty sure Ramses was richer than Mansa Musa. But, hey, we'll just go with that. He said, I know the way they talk funny. I know the way they talk funny, but not wanting 50 million. Yeah, they crazy for real. No doubt about it. Oh, Beverly Rose say you like that voice? Hey, all right then. Hey, man, I feel like a phony doing that, man. But I really do. I wish I had that, man. My granddad had a voice like that, just baritone. Oh, D Style Boxing said, any thoughts on the White House correspondence video? I haven't even watched it. I know that she clown dude mighty tough, and I've seen that comedian before, but I'll check it out and I'll get an educated opinion. Aquabin said no, Fanon, he is not. He was not what? Aquabin, he was not what? I don't know what that is. Said I can do that voice easy. Yeah, man, this cats that got them baritone voice. I'm just not one. What's going on, Greg Wyatt? He said Troll Hunter reporting for duty. That's what's up. He was not richer. Oh, yeah, he was. Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. Ramses basically, when you're a king, you own everything. And if Egypt was yeah, I guess. All right, hey, Aquabin, I will lean not into my own understanding, but in all my ways acknowledge, respect. We roll with the man who was worth a conservatively estimated $400 billion. We will roll with that. The salt and the gold. Yeah, salt and gold. Or was it gold for salt? That's a lot of dough. So respect. I would have just thought that it would have been Ramses. I would have thought it would have been one of those Egyptian pharaohs. Because when you're a king, god dog, you own everything. But I respect that. Dude, hey, man, but hey, you got to tell me something, though, man. I wish you wouldn't have been flexing that dough like that. I wish you wouldn't have been flexing that money like that. Because dang sure he sent a whole lot of people to West Africa with guns trying to find out where that came from. D-Style video. Did you sign a contract to stream this video? And did you read all the signed contract to post comments in here? I know I signed a contract to be here. I did. By the way, D-Style Boxing. Yes, I did. I signed when I executed my when I became a YouTube partner. In the partner program, what is it called? The YTPP, when I became a YTPP, and also when I was allowed to activate my streaming. Yes, I did. And I agreed to their terms and conditions, which meant that I would abide by their community service guidelines. Check the destruction of black civilization. I will do that. Aquabin. D-Style, I need a contract. Exactly. I need it written down, dog. I need it written down. I will. Yeah, man, I will. Because, yeah, I know dude was off like that. I know he was. It was crazy, though, man. Crazy, 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 though. I mean, I don't understand how. I mean, there's so much money. There's so much wealth in Western Africa. It's just mind-boggling. And I'll get off on this because I'm about my hour. But just on that point, because I don't usually do a lot of this. But WikiLeaks did this. Yeah, exactly, Brian Olafana. It's funny. I'm signing contracts now. Sent by email, by the way. Attachments. Yeah. That's how that works. Oh, yeah. Anyway, man. So, yeah. God, I forgot my thing. But, yeah, man, I did this. I was reading WikiLeaks, and one of the things that came out of WikiLeaks was a gold contractor that was doing, I think they were doing business. It might have been, if it wasn't Zambia, Namibia, but I thought it was like, it might have been Nigeria. But my God, man, when they talked about how much money they made out of the digs, like how many pounds of diamonds they got out of one dig, the street value on the diamonds that they dug up was something like 34 billion. Out of one dig. Now they weren't paying that much for the diamonds to whoever they were paying there. And then, you process them, you shine them, you do whatever you do, and then you resell them on the street. But when you did like the pounds and you did calculated how much the pounds, the diamonds or carats rather, the carats of diamonds were worth on the street, it was like one dig was $34 billion, man. It was unreal. And then they have where those three rivers meet up. I think that's in Nigeria where those three rivers meet up. and the amount of hydro electrical power that can be generated for with a dam in that area. Oh my God, man. They have so much money, man. I mean, so much, dude. I mean, so much. No, Curtis Anderson. I've not finished watching that, man. Gregory White, my wife has an interview in Austin, Texas next month. So I don't know. Depends on whether she wants to take it, man. They're like, I can work remotely, and my wife is like a hot commodity. So, she'll get a job wherever she wants to get a job. So, getting her to leave where I am is going to be a tough deal, but I'm definitely going to try to get her to do it because I want to leave. I want to go, man. The boxing MD said, don't forget all that oil money over there. Yeah, it's just crazy money. Oh, to the Bears? Yeah, no doubt about it. But eventually that'll change. What some people, I think people forget about those subjects is that, humans have been, God dog, man, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years. I don't buy this, definitely don't buy the biblical explanation that the world is 2,000 years old. Like, the fuck up out of here with that. So, Mansa Musa, I don't do sounds. Okay. No, she's not a nurse. She's a professor. My wife is a professor. So, she's a Dr. Fanon. So, yeah, no, so she just got her PhD last year, and she got like a PhD. Yeah, she's good, man. Yeah, she is. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. My wife's about to retire. I'm about to retire, dog. My wife, man, been with her we've been here a long time ago. Oh, B Hillfire said that's Congo, the river power. Yep. That's just crazy, man. Yeah, but that's going to change, man. I'm telling you, it's all going to change eventually. We're not going to be alive to see it. Oh, the Great Wall of China debunks that theory for now. Come on, man. It's just obvious. There's millions of, who knows how long it's been, man? Who knows how long? And this particular power structure has been in business for what? 2,000 years out of 500,000, something like that. And it's out of balance. So, and generally speaking, things that are out of balance fall apart, Sooner or later, the shit's gonna be like, look, we've seen. That's kind of like Eddie Hearn's lies, like, dude, you're gonna lie so many times before somebody's like, come on, dude, here comes the next lie. Watch this. He's gonna lie. You know what I mean? Like, look, it's Tuesday. By Thursday, he will have told 6 lies. That's what he does. Yes, pugilism, Nino Brown. It has been, but it's only. That'll stop. But like I said, yes, I'm familiar with the Aborigine. Yeah, or that's Aboriginal, so that's kind of like them. But they're Africans. They're Africans that just settled other places, man. That's how I see it. Oh, Philip, I'm good, man. I'm chilling, man. Yeah, 100 years ago. Yeah, they're making a dough, but it'll go away. Trust me. Fanon, PhD, piled higher and deeper. Yeah, that's my wife. My wife is a PhD. Oh, Charles E. Fanon, listen to Eddie Lion ass on Fight Hype. I will do. Hey, look, I appreciate everybody in the live stream, man. I did my hour. I wanted to holler at y'all one more time. I think I'm about to chill tonight, man, with the wife and kids. Much love to everybody in the super chat. Thanks, everybody, for coming. I will be back on tomorrow. I don't know. Probably going to do 2 tomorrow because I definitely like this, man, and, having a real-time conversations. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. And I'm out. Peace.